Week one of the preseason's in the books. It was kind of ugly around the division. Not gonna lie, they didn't look great. But in this video, I'm gonna give a quick, brief rundown of what I thought about the starters in week one of preseason. We're starting right now. What up, dude? What's up, everybody? It's Aaron Duncan here at the Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. You guys already know it's a channel that might not tell you what you want to hear, but I'm definitely going to tell you what you need to hear. And I'm outside of my regular, normal studio. I'm on the road. It's a little bit different. I'm using daylight. I don't have my usual lighting, so look a little bit different in the daytime, guys, so get used to it. But hey, real quick, down below in the comments, let me know which team out of the 4 teams in the NFC South impressed you the most. What rookie or whatever did you like about what he did? I know a lot of people didn't get a chance to show what they had, of course, because just 1 week. But let me know down below in the comments who you thought was the most impressive, despite the people that didn't play or the injuries or whatever. What are your concerns, what's your questions, comments? Let me know down below. But week one is in the books, man, preseason. And a lot of people didn't play, of course. I'll start with the Saints-Jazz game. Just some notes I took. I noticed that Dennis Allen was very, very aggressive with his blitzing and man coverage. And a lot of times the DBs were in position. It's just the pass rush couldn't get there. And Blake Bortles ended up making plays. The Jags were able to pound the rock. I know Cam Jordan didn't play, of course. And there was a couple other guys that were missing on the defense. Man, like I said, Cam Jordan's probably the best player on the D, and he wasn't playing. However, if they're blitzing, you still want to see them orchestrate some kind of pass rush, which was kind of alarming, especially when it's Blake Bortles. You don't want to read too much into it, like I said, because it's week one. I'm sure Dennis Allen didn't want to show a ton on film, but I was amazed at how aggressive he was with that man coverage. Patrick Robinson made a decent play in the red zone playing that nickel, so that's the acquisition you'd like to see make those immediate plays, which is the reason why they brought him in for. I noticed on defense that first down, they didn't do a good job of winning on first down. Like every time the Jazz got 4, 5, 6 yards, that put them off balance on second down. So Saints really didn't know what to expect. They could play action, they could run, they could pass. So you got to be able to win on first down. That'll probably come. Hopefully that'll gel a little bit better with time. But like I said, when everybody gets there, you'll see what happens. But it's Blake Bortles. That's what's kind of alarming. Like I said, you don't want to read into it. It's the Jags. Like I said, no Breeze today. Savage started, and then Kamara started, which was cool. I mean, I don't know if it's just me. I haven't been watching camp like practices and footage that much, but Kamara definitely looks noticeably bigger in the upper body area for sure compared to last year. And I think that maybe because he's realizing that those first 4 games, he's going to be carrying the bulk of the load, so he's going to be able to take a pounding. He was already tough to tackle last year with this slight build anyway, so adding weight is not going to do anything but help him out there. Of course, play calling seemed kind of basic because it was Savage. They didn't do a whole lot. It was a lot of check downs, a couple runs. Ingram came in after Kamara, whatever. But like I said, Kamara was noticeably bigger. I'm not going to read too much into the offense that much. It wasn't that bad. Savage did okay. You always want to know if your backup quarterback is okay, and he looked pretty solid there. So that's it for that game. Let's move on into the Bucs game. But Fitzy got the start, of course, and he looked pretty good. I ain't going to lie. Fitzy, he has no favorites. He's going to spread that ball around. I look for Deshaun Jackson to have a breakout first 4 weeks. I know he's had a pretty good camp. Him and Jameis have gotten a little bit better. I know last year they struggled with their chemistry together. But I know when Fitzpatrick played, he liked Deshaun Jackson a lot. Him and Deshaun were actually on the same page for some reason. I don't know what it is. But I like the way Fitzy spreads the ball around because everybody off balance. Of course, everybody wants to talk about the running back deal. Peyton Barber, I think he'll probably nail down that starting spot. They kind of said some stuff about Ronald Jones, about him not being able to block and catch that well. Like right the day before the game, some news came out about that. And you can kind of see that he shows those flashes, what you want to see from your rookies. You don't have to see, you don't want them to be boom or bust. You're not going to make that decision in the first preseason game. But you want to see those flashes to let you know that the potential is there and that he can grow and learn into something. Like the mistakes he's making is stuff that can be improved easily. And like I said, I still expect him to take the starting spot. I think everybody else wants that to happen. But Peyton Barber finishes runs. He runs so hard. You gotta get hats off to this man. And he looked better in the game, honestly, to me, than Ronald Jones, the second, that is. So the running game overall wasn't great, honestly, which is alarming. But there's injuries everywhere. Hargrave's in the groin. There's some injuries up front too, and it's kind of frustrating, man, because like last year the same story happened. Injury bug is just freaking. It doesn't discriminate against anybody. It hits a lot of people harder, but it's something you can't control. They happen. They're part of the game, but it's camp, so it's still plenty of time before regular season starts to get everything going and get everybody healthy, and build that chemistry. Jameis looked good. Jameis looked sharp. Maybe him being suspended and being benched and then his position not being promised will be the spark to light the fire underneath him to make him want to play harder. He looked like he didn't miss a beat. He got in there with barking commands to control. Every now and then, Jameis, he'll make some bonehead plays, of course, but he also makes those plays between 3 defenders where he throws a dart right on the money. That makes you realize why they stick with this dude through all the BS. So it's a little bit different adjustment for him. I like it. Like I said, it's a challenge for him. Maybe that'll bring the best out of him. Competition always brings the best out of most people. We'll see what happens in Jameis's case. To the Panthers game. The Panthers versus the Panthers 2, a.k.a. the Bills. The Bills pretty much have robbed the Panthers of every resource they've had over the past few years. Their GM, their coach, a couple players and backups and stuff like that, even receivers. And it's pretty much like watching a spring game in college because these two guys are in the same defense, similar personnel, all that and whatever. Of course, you had the pregame spat with Cam and KB. I had a video on that, but shout out to the Charlotte Observer for taking my video down. Whatever. It is what it is. But that's another story. But the first team, they went like 4 or 5 and out in the first drive. And then the second drive was very crisp. Cam missed high on like 2 throws, I think. But like, I like what I saw to DJ. Christian McCaffrey, he ran the ball well. He had some good catches out of the backfield. You can see what kind of stuff North Turner wants to do. He kind of going to go to McCaffrey out of the backfield, of course, but the way they go about it seems a little bit more creative than what Shula had, which is why everybody wanted Shula fired. But that was a good touchdown. Cam had a great ball on that back shoulder fade to Jerry's right. The defense is a little disappointing, though, because they let Nate Peterman pick them apart, and also Kelvin Benjamin picked them apart, which pissed me off because after all that trash he was talking in the confrontation, the last thing I wanted him to do was have a good game against the Panthers. Kevon Seymour at corner was not great. I mean, Bradbury didn't play, so Seymour was kind of the number one guy. I guess they like him a lot more. I don't know if Dante Jackson will probably improve and get that spot later on down the line, but I wasn't impressed with Kevon Seymour at all. I'd like to see better from him. If not, I think they maybe start working on Jackson in there right away. Or even put Captain on the outside corner, worst case scenario. I'm surprised that I said that. But DJ Moore, man, he's nasty. I like the flashes that I saw for him, the elusivity, the ability to break tackles in open field. I like it. I was curious, though. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought about C.J. Anderson getting 3rd reps. I know Cameron Artis-Payne has been here the longest. He has some good spots, but seems like C.J. Anderson was the 2-punch to the 1-2 punch between him and McCaffrey that they brought him in for. Or they're just giving Cap the headway because he's been around the squad and he's put in his time. I don't know what that was about, but C.J. Anderson ran tough. He looked pretty good. He looked like himself. I know some injuries is the reason why he got let go in Denver, but he looked pretty good and like he back to strength there. So that was cool. And lastly, the Falcons. They lost 17-0 to the New York Jets, and Instagram went at it. They were going at all the jokes about like, oh, you get blown out by the Jets, a top 3 pick team, granted it's preseason, and towards the end they had some chances to get points. They were just going for it on 4th down, even coming down to the last drive when they tried to rush out the field goal team and do that. However, I don't like what Dan Quinn did by only giving the offense a couple plays, especially the way they were. If it was just a 3 and out or whatever, or they moved the ball a little bit and then they got out, that'd be cool. I know Julio and Devontae weren't playing, but at the same time, there were so many penalties in the first few plays. It's not the type of note you want to end on. I know you want to keep everybody healthy, but you want to at least have a drive where everybody can sustain a little bit of something that gives something to build on. Now there's no rhythm, there's no chemistry. Sarkisian's in his 2nd year. Everybody's in the 2nd year in his system. They need to build some chemistry, and 5 plays, I guess, where 2 or 3 of them were penalties is not going to help at all, especially even if you don't have Julio or Devontae playing. Dan Quinn even talked about the amount of penalties that he wasn't happy with that. But like I said, there's a thin line between rest and rust. We'll see what happens when they play at home. Maybe they'll show a little bit more at home since the fans will be there. They'll give the starters a little bit more time. We'll see. I did like what I saw for the defense, though. Of course, everybody's expecting us to jump up to elite status. They were top 10 last year. Some people are calling them to be top 5. Deion Jones played pretty solid. Devontae Casey was tackling everywhere. I was pretty impressed by overall by the first team's defense tackling overall. It was pretty crisp, especially for this late. You hit in practice, of course, but nobody ever actually goes full-fledged all out in practice because they don't want to hurt anybody during training camp. So the ones that did pretty good. I mean, the one drive that they were out there. We'll see what Dan Quinn does this next game, like I said, in Atlanta on Friday. Should be interesting to see what they try to do there as far as strategy of playing starters, because you want to evaluate all the backups, of course, but you still want to give your regular guys the rhythm that they need to go in. Going into week 2, we'll see what happens. This is a pretty good match. I think everybody plays on Friday except for Tampa. I think Tampa has the Saturday game. We'll see what happens there. I'm excited. We're getting closer and closer. I'm kind of over it. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of over training camp. I'm ready for this regular season. Like, seeing this first week, I was so happy. I pretty much stayed up and watched every game on Game Pass. And then the next day, I was just burnt out and over it. I'm like, all right, I'm ready for some meaningful football. I hope you guys are too. So, you guys, let me know down below in the comments what you thought about the games. Who do you think impressed the most as far as team-wise? What players did you think stood out? What are you guys looking for going into week 2? Without further ado, though, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. You know I'm Aaron Duncan here. This is Unnecessary Blunt Sports Talk. I'll see you next time.